Good morning, people. Welcome to the Easy Stream, where we hang out in this room. Good morning, people. Ooh. And we get everything done all the time. And it's easy. Good morning. What's going on? Oh.
Peplin Creek Aquatics said good morning, Jason.
Good morning, sir. Jason! Good morning. Good morning, Andy. Andy Carson. Good morning. Hi, Harry. Empire of Dirt Aquatics. Jeff Kane. What's going on, man?
Average
Good morning. Good morning.
_ Canadian _ AvGeek said good morning.
Good morning. Southwest Florida Aquatics. Good morning. What's up, man? Peplin? Good morning. Good morning, sir. Why do you keep going to the end every time I turn my phone? Anyway. Bionic Bigfoot. I see that you left a 99-cent poop emoji. Thank you very much. And good morning. Good morning, Peplin.
John McKenzie said good morning, weirdos.
Good morning, weirdo. Where are we at? This is going to be a weird one. I can already tell. Dennis Christensen, what's up, man? Good morning. Hello, hello. It's been, I'm functioning very little sleep, like no food. It was, my son's, college graduation yesterday, so it was a long day, but it was very rewarding. It's good. He's now a, I guess, a bachelor in mechanical engineering from the University of Pittsburgh. So that was fun. Went out and drove out there, man. That was a long drive. 3.5 hours each way. And it was pouring rain on the way back.
That's lovely, that is.
Oh, anyway. Thank you for the poop emoji. And where am I? Peplin already said hi to you like 3 times. Window Liquor number 5, what's up, man? Good morning. Victor C, what's up, man? Good morning, good morning.
Average _ Canadian _ AvGeek said I'm going plane spotting in the afternoon.
Ooh,
Can't
average Canadian AvGeek. That's cool. We were talking about this yesterday. I actually flew to the airport once because I have a pilot's license, and but this was like 20 years ago. I haven't flown in like 20 years. That's how long it's been. But yeah, I flew into the Johnstown airport, which was where I was like, my dad was like, you could have flown us here. I'm like, yeah, it would have been cool. Might have been scary. A little rusty. All right, I don't even know where we're at.
Window
John
Liquor
McKenzie, good
F5
morning.
said, tell the kid congratulations and all bells and whistles working.
Awesome, thank you, sir. And I definitely will. Average Canadian AvGeek, good morning. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Say hi again, and I will I'll rectify that. But what else we got? What do we got? Today, we're going to move the Pandagaras. What is that? Oh, that's algae on his head. I thought he had like this big fuzzy thing. I'm like, what is that? It's like the Blackbeard just resting there. We're going to move the Pandagaras from here to 75, from there to the 75. So there should be a total of 4, 5, 6, and there's already 2 there. So there'll be 8.
Victor C said nice coffee mug merch.
Like that. Like that. You can get one too. I believe Victor has one. I'm jealous you can get one. There's a link somewhere around here. Alright. Yeah, so we're gonna move those dudes. I think that's the only fish. Well, I've had this on the list to do for like 2 months now. Is to cull the fish out of that Celebes tank and out of the fricatas that I don't want. Now everybody gets nervous when people say cull, like I'm gonna just like cut them in half. I'm just gonna move them to another tank. Maybe I'll put them in his 10-gallon and let him just go wild. Because, you know, just not that, I mean, they're the undesirables. We'll put them in their own little tank. I don't have much. I could, could put them down there in the 20 long. That's actually not a bad idea. Hang on a sec. Oops. Hang on a sec. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, I can put him down there with the Synodontis, or I could put him down there with I can put him. I was thinking of the coals I could probably put in one tank. And then that'll clean up some of the genetics in the fricatas. Celebes, but I'm not even breeding those. I'm breeding those and those. But there's some coals I'm going to get out of there. I haven't bred those yet, actually. I should say breed those. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Get the F, those would be F1s.
Window Licker #5
Those
said
would be
outdoor
F2s.
pond breed.
Dude, you are so right. Yeah, outdoor pond, I got to get that out. Bring it out. I don't know, last year I did I put substrate in it last year? No, I don't think I did, because the first year I put substrate in there and that was a mistake. Because
Andy Carson said, I'm proud that you remembered to show off your coffee cup. Mine is dedicated for use every Sunday morning.
Oh yeah?
Even if you don't make it.
Nice. Well, thanks, man. Mine's dedicated for use every Sunday morning too. I try to. But I made a mistake once of using this to scoop gravel out of a fish tank, and I scraped all the paint off the lip. Don't do that. I thought you were going to say you're using it for worms or something. I actually would like that. I wouldn't mind. All right. Elite Menagerie Habitats. Louise, what's up? Don't be picking on the undesirables. The special ones are the best ones. Yeah, you ain't wrong. That's why I'm not hurting them. I'm just putting them in their own little place. Speaking of that, Elite Menagerie Habitats. Are you able to get... I know you have a fish store. Are you able to get Cyanodorsalis? The Pseudomugil, blue eyes? They're brackish, but they can be freshwater, so... If you ever get them, let me know, because I'm definitely looking. I'm into the blue eyes here. I got some Pascais, Catas, Gertrudes, Luminatus, Cyanodorsalis, but my colony is collapsing. What else did I forget? No. Celebes, but they're not blue eyes technically. They're very close. Alright. Let's move on. So, and then we gotta do the water testing. We got a lot of stuff to do, so we gotta stop talking. Start doing. Alright, I'm gonna move this camera. No, I'm gonna set up this other camera here. Let's go over here. You guys can look. One of these days I gotta do like maintenance on the saltwater tank too. And the brackish. We'll get into that. Those are the past guys. I gotta put a mop in there. Get to work! Says Salient. Jen Yu, good morning. Good morning, Salient. Alright. What was I doing? I was setting this camera up. Derp. All scatterbrained, man. Setting the camera up means I gotta turn the light on. Why don't we do this 75 first, and then we'll get into everything else, right? Have the clicker right
Window Licker #5 said
here.
move along. These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Move along. Move along. Okay. The endless war against the BBA. Oh, what did I see? Was it yesterday? See if you can see him. Whoops. Down here, behind this rock, in this little nook, I was seeing the L333. I don't know if he's down there now, but he comes out when I feed. Speaking of which, these guys are probably hungry. I didn't feed anything last night. Now, last week we were wondering why I had such a high phosphate spike, like 2 weeks in a row. Very curious to see if it's high again. This past week I did go very easy. I made sure I controlled how much I was putting in, like pinch-wise.
Andy Carson said, I discovered what the worst thing to happen for an aquarist with the flu. A snail stuck in the filter. Jen Yu said fishy.
Fishy. Oh yeah. No, you don't have to speak fishy. You just have to exclamation fishy. Um. Yes, sir. I'm actually driving up to a shop right now and listening to your podcast. But if you shoot me a message, though. Oh wait. Are you serious? I'm down. Oh yeah. I guess you're on band, right? That would be the best way to shoot you a message. I see your posts on band too. All right. Um. And I just got totally sidetracked. Facebook, just give me your wish list and I can work on that for you. I didn't hear anything you might have been saying just now because I think I'm talking to the phone to respond and good morning. Okay, that's cool. Facebook. All right. I was saying that I have you on your band app, or on the band app. I see your posts. I was just asking the best way to get in contact with you. But Facebook, I will look you up. I don't know if I know. I don't really Facebook a whole lot, so. But I will contact you. That's cool. I appreciate it. That would be awesome. Heck yeah. Boots cats, boots cats.
That's lovely.
I was waiting for it. Somebody was bound to do it.
SWFL Aquatics said, do ash and snail reproduce with single snail or need male and female?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know if what asin is. Is it like Asian snail? Is that what you mean? Or I don't know what an Asian snail is. But a single snail. I don't know because I do think some snails. This would be a good question for Foxy. She's the snail lady. But band or Facebook works for me. I hate social media, but no other choice. Yeah, I agree with that. But cool, awesome. I appreciate that very much. 21 watching, only 8 likes. Come on, people. 310 Aquatics. Good morning. Now, Sally, you said something up here. I saw it for a second and I lost it. I'm treating a longfin Serpent tetra with salt in a little cup. Oh, he was out of his tank. Yeah, that's never good. Hopefully, it gets better. Assassin. Okay, well, yeah, that would make more sense.
Pum pum pum.
Oh no.
Pum pum.
It's gonna be one of those days.
Pum 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 pum.
Good morning, sir. Fishymon64. Assassin killer snail. Okay. Got it. I think you need more than one for them. I think they are. I don't know if they're. Here's what I don't know. What I think is, I think some snails are like, doesn't matter. They don't have like a male female. I don't know. Maybe they do. I'm just talking right out my ass because I have no idea. But in my mind, I think some snails are I guess can be either sex,
Said,
but
good
you
morning,
need two.
guys.
You know what I mean?
Fishroom64 said, good morning,
I don't know.
everyone.
That's
in
how
the
I see
jazz
it.
room.
Good morning, sir. Vinoxky, what's up, man? Good morning. Out front of his tank, not out of it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I've found them on the floor sometimes. Lily saved one of my cat saved one of my Pandagars, actually. Oh, wow. Hang on. Are you guys still looking? No, let's go back there. I was just looking at that one past guy. It was flaring like crazy. It was cool. The one in the upper left, I think? Yeah, look at him. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. That looked cool. I'm going to see the replay. Yeah, you can see it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So, assassin snails, I don't know. I think it takes 2 to tango. But like I said, Foxy fishes would probably know this.
Tank has been turned by the dark side.
Dude. Why you gotta do me like that, man? Why you gotta do me like that? Oh my god, I still have some test files in here from last week. The horror. Let me rinse these. We gotta swap mops. Oh.
SWFL Aquatics said, I had big-billed bird come in Fishroom yesterday. Took male breeder Angel and 3 other angels left LD off.
Nice. All right. Let me see. Big-billed bird. Oh wait. I read that. I misunderstood what you're saying. So a bird came in your fish room and ate your fish? Oh. Dude. I guess that's a Florida problem? That ain't cool.
Aquatic Moose said, good morrow, fellow fish phonums.
Good morrow. What's up, Moose? Oh, they were outdoor. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Too bad there aren't algae-scaping contests. Although it'd be pretty hard to compete. Yeah, that's why they don't have those contests. Because, you know, there would only ever be one winner. And it wouldn't be you.
SWFL
Don't worry, we're going to figure this out one day.
6-inch bill.
6-inch? Wow. Who's taking Nemo back? Yeah. Yeah, the long way around. The intestinal route. Alright. Yeah, my neighbor down the road here has a pond in her backyard. And I think they've put a net over it since, but there's a big blue herring that was sitting in the tree right next to her pond a bunch of times.
Has that old money algae.
That old money algae. Yup. Okay, whoops.
Alison AS said need an invasive algae category in the class show.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, man. Oh, aquatic plants. I'm just going to enter a wad of blackbeard. I got to make sure it's like the kind that's like so like it's like shining with like it's got like starts to turn silver. That's how well I know my blackbeard. When it's nice and healthy, it gets like a silver sheen to it. All right, we're going to test, calibrate. That old money algae. I was just talking about your 333s.
That's lovely, that is.
Fishymon. I saw the one in that 75 there. I hadn't seen him since I put him in that, like, since I moved this tank. He's like hid in that big log, right? So I finally caught a glimpse. I was like, I don't even know if he's alive. Since I upgraded this tank. Oh, man. Right, we can save this. I didn't cut the thing all the way. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. Yar. Good morning, Alison. Forgot to say good morning. Bruiser, what's up, man?
Fishyman64 said, I see
Good
mine
morning.
all the time. Andy Carson said, Jason, it would be a hoot if you held a PBA contest.
There we go. That means
Window
everybody has to have
Liquor #5 said
BBA,
we
man.
can call this tank Rouge 1.
Rouge.
Sorry, just watched Endor. Not a bad series, but you know what happens to Buddy after Rouge 1. May 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, eh? That's today, huh? Yeah, I guess it is. Alright, that's ticking down. Let's do the phosphates. That's calibrated. It's almost time to reorder some of these test kits. No, actually both.
Fisherman
They're kind of
64 said pack a bowl with BBA contest.
low. How's your BBA doing there, Fishyman? Is it up to snuff? Alright, shake, shake, shake. I probably should do the water change first, right? And then start catching fish. I mean, we can catch fish while we're changing the water. Alright, that's pretty stirred up. Shaken up, I mean. Set that in there and calibrate. Or whatever. Cook. Alright. Whoa!
Fisherman 64 said my hang-on back return is covered with BBA.
Mmm.
Victor C said Memorial Day is only 22 days away.
What am I doing? 22 days. So that means, what is today, the 4th? So that would be the 26th. Cool. Means I have off that day. My birthday, Jenny Lynn's birthday, is the day before that. Fishymon's birthday's coming up soon. Real soon.
Fisherman 64 said this is my birthday month, 61 years.
There you go, see? I was right. 61? God damn, dude.
Aquatic Moose said happy early birthday, everyone.
I'm going to be 29 again. And it will be good. Alright, we need a test. TDS is why we're here. Make sure we get an accurate read. 415. 415.
Window Liquor #5 said this is my birthday month as well, the 6th.
Nice. Wow, that's like...
New Local Austin said happy birthday,
week.
Aquafunk.
Happy birthday, Aquafunk. Oh yeah, that's right. I got that
Fisherman
reference.
64 said I'm old and wise beyond my years.
Well, you're old. Alright. What does it say? May the 4th. Oh man, come on. Numlock. 05/04/2025. Probably get rid of the O. No, put it anyway. I'm going to say 415. That's exactly what it was last week. Look at that. Minnie Boots' birthday was yesterday. I'm passing on a family heirloom today. Minnie Boots? Who's Minnie Boots? And happy birthday, Minnie Boots. New Local Austin. Good morning, by the way. All right. Sorry, I was reading chat. Let's, in a minute. Why are you doing that? I don't want you to do that. We don't want decimal places. There we go. Not for that one, anyway. All right, we got 1 second here. This test is running the phosphates, and the answer is 0.48. Damn, that's still high. But it came down a little bit. Probably because it fed less.
Aquatic Moose said Jason passes on the family algae collection.
Family. The familial. That's what I'm going to will my kid. Horizontal line, no. Yeah.
Fisherman64 said, May 4th be with you all.
Indeed. Okay. So what did I say it was? 0.48. Yep. All right, we're still waiting on the one test. And then it'll be done in 45 seconds. 0.48. I want to see if this changes if I just do this real quick. I'm going to just make it bump, bump. Oh, we got 30 seconds left here. Let's see if this yields the same answer. 0.50. Also been a few more seconds, so might have creeped up a bit. That's interesting. So really not that much different. The less food. We did test the tap water last week, remember? And we had some nitrates, no phosphates. And the TDSs were like 380? I think something like that. I wrote it down. Tomorrow's Revenge of the 5th, yeah. It's true. Minnie Boots is your daughter. Oh, well, happy birthday, Minnie Boots. Those May babies. All right, 13.0 is what the nitrates say. That's down. That is down. It was usually like 18? Oh my god. That was usually... Now hang on a sec. I might run that test again. Because that seems way out of range. Oh shit. Well, I didn't... Let's do this again. I didn't start the water change, so nothing has happened. Gotta calibrate it again. Holy smokes, that was perfect. Something doesn't seem right about that. Turn this on. And I had a problem with the packet, so I'm thinking maybe it was something I screwed up. Maybe some of the stuff didn't make it in. I forgot to get another test tube. Long Family Show, man. What's up? Good morning. All right. Nitrates. Open this packet. Try not to screw this up this time. If I even did screw it up. 13 seems low. The only way it would be 13 is if the plants are starting to consume a lot of this nitrate. Which they might be. But I want to double check. Because it's usually like in the 20s. Okay, I feel better about that. I'm going to grab a lid. We're going to shake, shake, shake. More shaking. All right, let's let it cook. 7 minutes. Oh, don't let me forget. Alexa will not let me forget. All right.
Aquatic News said let it cook.
Let it
Jason's
cook.
hip.
There it is. I was like, where's that Python protector thingy? Thought it was there, but it was over here. Put it on there so no fishies decide to go for, exploration. Not that many can fit up there, but you would not believe the amount of times the fish try. All right, that's chooching. This is cooking. Let's clean this up. And let's move the camera. See about catching some fish. Now, if I remember, these were the ones that are going to be tricky. So let's do that first. Move this camera. Going down here. Get that out of the way. Come here, you. Turn this light on. Is that low enough? Are we good here? I don't know. Let's see. Take a look. Oh, I forgot to turn off the stupid the live reactions. I was like, why can't I see that comment? That's right. I totally forgot to set this up on YouTube. Whoops. Oh, that's cool. All right. So we got 4 minutes on that. What do you guys see? You see a tank. There's some rocks. There's a Habrosis Koi. I need some nets. We're going to use a black net. And a blue net.
Jen Yu said that rock looks like a muppet.
Oh, I need a
Aquatic News
specimen
said
container.
let him chooch.
Let him chooch. Oh, I got to turn off the Hangout back. There we go. Let him chooch. I see a little Abrosis Cory right there. I think. Well, let's get a little bit of tank water here. There's two panda gars in here. There's one. Right there. Oh man. I thought for sure. Oh, let's do this first. I am going to expand this
Andy
lid.
Carson said, a couple googly eyes for the BBA rock needed.
You can play a character. Alright, now we're going to take this lid off. I think I got the light off the lid. Come on, there we go. Might as well clean this real quick. It's not even that bad, but you know. While we're here, while the lid's off, you know, can't hurt. Some of this junk off of the thing. What? I didn't mean to turn that off. Alright. Alright, now let's get the tray. Where is the tray? Don't know. There it is. Because there is a huge wad of green hair algae, believe it or not, right back here. I have a feeling is going to make netting these fish hard. Okay. Put that net there. Let's see if we can round out. If I remember correctly, there's some over here they hide pretty well. Might even be under that rock. I mean, that's the other option, is I just pull out some more hair algae. Just pull everything out and then see where we got. Oh, timer's going off. Hang on. I knew I screwed the test up. It says 26.4 now. Okay, so we're at. Nitrates have come down a little. They were climbing too. Phosphates have come down a little. TDS is the same. Yeah. It's probably the food that was spiking it. So I got to keep an eye on that. Googly eyes on the rock. That'd be funny. Alright. Back to this nightmare. You know what? I don't know. I guess the easiest thing to do is actually start pulling stuff out of there. Release this bucket. It ain't gonna work. Here. This bucket's got a bunch of like dust in it. Rinse it out. There we go. that lid out of the way. Okay. Algae infested rock. You can come with me. Algae, you can come with me. Some guppy grass with that algae. Algae infested rock, you can come with me. I'm pulling the Muppets out. Oh my god. There's like so much algae on this. This might be a good time to treat those rocks. Maybe we could try that. Window Licker's always pressuring me to treat the BBA. I think it's Window Licker. Some peroxide. We can try. Alright. Let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. Time to pull out an algae covered rock. Oh, this is wood. Oh, where's a pandagar? Hiding in a little nook. And here is another piece of wood. Man. Blackbeard City. Now, the only other thing we gotta do is clean the sponge. Take the sponge out. That's pretty much everything except the heater. Man. This algae is pretty insane. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's take this out. Oops. Scared that dude.
Jen Yu said Blackbeard City would make a good name for a video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy Carson said, you know it's serious when you can't tell if the BBA covered thing is rock or wood.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Alright, I'm gonna clean this sponge out real quick. While I can. Here, I'll save the snails. Blackbeard City. All right. We're going to keep this out for a sec. Okay. Now is the time. There's a pandagar over there. You're going to be okay, buddy. You got to learn to trust. Trust me, buddy. Now we got to make sure we don't contaminate the 75 with any Blackbeard. I don't know. I don't want it to spread in there. Joke. That was a joke. You're gonna be okay, dude. Yeah, gotcha. That went easier than I thought. Well, once you get rid of all our hiding spaces, it's kind of cool. Okay. So, let me get these nets out of here. Set my bucket. We can put the sponge filter back in. Pretty sure let's clean some of this blackberry off of it. Off the hose. And off this disc. I'm going to do a water change in this tank too. Whoops. I was trying to pull the algae off my finger and I pulled off the air stone. It's too much of a chooch. Still too much of a chooch. That's a good chooch. That's a good chooch. Alright, I'm going to pull this algae that I can get. I don't have to anything in here at the moment. That's lovely. It's a mixture. Alright, there is an air stone right here.
Elaine said LRB has a video on fish baths.
Fish baths? Like dips and stuff like that, you mean? Uh-oh. I don't think this air stone's going to be good anymore. Considering half of it didn't come out. That sucks. This hole got filled up with gravel. That's probably why the air stone got stuck. Man, I'll be here all week. They're coming to this now? No.
Bootscats said, gotta love it when the airstone disintegrates in your hands.
Yep. Where is the thing? Ah. Tell me that filled up again? Okay. No, I think what happened was the, it's like this is for the under gravel filter. I gotta turn this down, whatever this is. Here we go. I just took the air stone off. Just let it bubble naturally. There we go. The 75 is almost done.
Geek Boy said middle finger emoji.
What's up, geek? Alright, I've stirred enough up. Let's grab these dudes. Let's put them over here.
Elaine said no. He runs them in a bowl under a faucet.
Oh. That's interesting. Oh, shit. Well, almost had no time to acclimate. This thing is, well, I'm just going to set them here for now until the water gets filled back up. I'm going to put a net over top of it so we don't have any leapers. Okay. All right. Did I change cameras? No. Let's go back to this camera. We're getting close to being done to this water change. Oh, speaking of that.
Aquatic Moose said I saw LRB rinse fish in a net under the faucet.
Yeah. Yeah. What was his reason for that? Just I mean, he didn't want to contaminate it with anything from, like, is this like a one tank to the other, or like, you know, basically new fish going in something? Does it, I mean, I guess it can't hurt, right? Well, it could hurt, depending, but I can't see it doing any real harm, other than stressing the fish out for a little bit. You know, I'm zoomed in here, aren't I? Back up. That's interesting, though. More of a fish shower than a fish bath. Yeah, exactly. Fish rinse. Meant to clean fish going in. Well, honestly, couldn't hurt. Could not hurt. Honestly, I can't say really hurting. I don't know how much it's helping, but it's one of those things. I guess if it makes you feel better about it, it's not hurting the fish really. I'm assuming that he's got, like, you know, the only thing I could see is that the temp was different.
Window Licker #5 said it wasn't me about the peroxide.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna blame you anyway. No, I gotta. Do I have peroxide? I should have peroxide. I'm gonna finish this water change. Then I'll start doing the water change on the other one. Then we'll start catching these other. Let me, while we're looking here at this, waiting for that to finish, I'm gonna move this camera up so we can start catching the other Pandagars. Let's see, is that good enough? Should be. I see 1, 2.
Elaine said when he buys auction fish. Where he lives now, no chlorine.
Yeah.
Don't know if he had city water in Indiana.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta make sure, like, yeah, I'd be worried about, yeah. Or if it was, like, too cold or too hot, could shock them, add to the stress. Water over the gills, even if it was, like, not the same pH or whatever, probably wouldn't. It'd be too, like, I don't think the contact would be long enough for it to matter. I think the biggest shock would be temp. Yeah, that's the only problem I can see. Or chlorine, yeah, chlorine. It's not a horrible idea. I don't know why I just wrapped that all up. Because I'm an idiot. Because I'm going to use it again real soon. Alright, let's do this. Speaking of water going in the tank, so if anybody here doesn't know, my whole house is on the water coming in from the street.
Whip's World said, hiya, beautiful people.
Whip, what's going on, man? Good morning. And we are getting tanked. But anyway, the water coming in on the street hits a 2 sediment filters and then a carbon filter. And then, you know, then it goes through the whole house, hits the water heater, whatever. This fill tube you're looking at goes through a mixing valve to mix hot and cold. So it's mechanical, but it keeps it like in the 60s, 70s, low 60s, or mid 60s, high 70s, mid 60s, low 70s, I guess, is where the water temp is usually. I try to keep it around there. But it also, after the mixing valve, hits another carbon black filter. So I have 2 carbon black filters, and the only thing that I have in this water is chlorine. So, and I believe the math on that is like the first carbon black filter. Each carbon black filter is about...
Dan's fish.
Nice.
I don't have extra tanks for quarantine.
There you go. That's it's not a bad way to go. Yeah, so what is it? The math on that is I think a carbon black filter is about 80% effective about pulling chlorine out of the water. And if you do math on 80% of 80%, it's like, I think if you had 100 parts per million, like 8 would get through, which is nothing. So that's my, instead of using
I'm sure everyone is more than familiar with that filter.
Oh yeah.
Or did you move that content to your OnlyFans account?
My OnlyFans, yeah. Yep. Alright, that's filling up. Oh yeah. Remember last week when we dropped the overflow sensor in the fish tank? Let's see if it works. Told you it would work. As long as you don't drop it in again, it'll be alright. So I'll leave that there. Well, here. Pull these prongs out a little bit more. That way if I forget it, it'll warn me. Oh, you can't even see where I put it. I put it right there. And I pulled the prongs out a little bit more so that it kind of goes deeper in the tank. And whip, that's how I get away with spacing out. Whips World, party time. Alright, let me see what this looks like while we're waiting for that to fill up. God, it's already 10 o'clock. We can go a little higher on that camera. Okay. Pandagara, Pandagara. Do re mi. This specimen container is like too small. It won't hang on the lip without causing issues. Oh, there. That could work. Alright, let me put this glass lid back on over there. Let me get this over here. That's still filling up. Let's put this glass lid back on. Cool. We'll open that up. This would be a good tank for those
Dave's aquarium thought
calls.
said, "Good morning, everybody."
Dave, what's up, man? Good morning.
Big Boy said, "Tell us you spend too much time with Fishimon without telling us you scornful too much time with Fishimon."
Fishimon. I don't spend enough time with Fishimon. That's what I think.
Whip's word said I did so good yesterday, and then, second from the last tank, water was hitting the floor. Stupid 20-gallon tanks. They're so small you don't have time to space out.
Yeah, right.
But I did anyway.
Yep. I'm like, why is this shooting so bad? It's because I'm filling the other tank up, you idiot. That's why. That's got to be getting close. Oh my god. Okay. That's right, I have an alarm. Let's see how close it gets till that alarm goes off.
Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said Hello Fish Justice Man, aka he who kisses kissing gourmis.
Kissing Grammies. Yes. I would kiss a kissing Grammy. And good morning, Eduardo. What's up, man? All right. This is getting close. Let's see. Oh, it's touching one prong. Loser doesn't like that. You're all right, puppy. All right. Close that lid. I'm going to set this over here because we're probably going to use this again. Okay. It is time. Well, actually, let me turn this filter back on before I forget. Please just start. Oh, thank you. Sometimes that's a real big pain in the butt. Oh, you know what I should do? Well, let's just finish this first. Let's not get sidetracked. Clicker. Clicker. These are the Pandagars in the quarantine tank that we got.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said I am doing awesome. Just super buzzing around the fish tanks.
Nice.
State testing and kissing goodies.
Well, that's good. Kissing goodies. Goodades. Kissing goodades. Alright. How am I going to do this? Let's me get... I should probably take the lid off. That would make it, well, apparently the lid wants to come apart in 3 pieces. Let me move this real quick first. Let's...
Whip's World said I'll need to try that again. Good morning, Eduardo!
There you go. Eduardo! You gotta get the Wardo in there. Alright, let me clean this lid while we're here. This lid is actually like falling apart, man. The glass came out of the hinge, which is usually the problem with these things. I bet you that wouldn't be too hard to 3D. Well, it wouldn't be that hard to 3D print something like
Dave's
that.
aquarium thought said Eduardo.
Eduardo. She really likes saying your name, man. Didn't say anybody else's name like that. Holy grossness. Calcium. Hard water, man.
Aquatic Moose said Eduardo.
Eduardo!
Master Aquatics.
Okay.
Just call me Eduardo,
Okay.
said, is that Peppermint's dude still in the house?
Is that Peplin dude still in the house? I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a minute. Could be. But you know. Could be sleeping. He could be sleeping and watching. And we're just in his dreams right now. Which would probably make it a nightmare, honestly. Sure which way is up and which way is down on these lids. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's been cleaned. Ooh. At least there was no crack. Where are we at? I need...
Whip's World said Pep is always in the house. Waiting.
He's in the walls. Okay. Let's get some water. hang that there. Let's get a net. I'm gonna use the blue net. This is a little tricky because this is really close to the ceiling. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on you. Some big snails right there, man. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Just having better luck with the black net. Maybe we're not seeing the black net? No, you know what? We're going to take out some watt algae. This is not helping anybody. Some black net. I left the tray over there.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said getting computers to say things right can be hard. But we've come a long way, but we'll probably mess up my name. Dave!
Dave! I like how it said computers. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was great. Alright, let's get this out of here for now. We don't need this in my way. Now there should be 4 of these dudes in here. Just set this net there. And they're all going to hang out.
World said, now that is a lot of algae. Master Aquatics.
Judge me.
Just call me Eduardo, said Jen. Ew. You is right on. Where is the fish speed police when you need it?
Think I got that, dude?
What do you mean not helping anyone? Big clumps of algae like that makes me feel better about the state of my tanks.
Well, I'm glad I can make you feel better. I did get one. 3 to go. Doesn't help that like I got no room. Here, you know what we should do? We should probably just pull this out for now. If I can grab it. There we go. Woo! Good thing I'm on concrete. Okay, that should make everything easier. Whole lot easier. Not that all this dirt I stirred up. Come on. There we go. You can get out of here too. Ooh, I gotta clean this. Holy cow.
Master Aquatics.
That
Just
thing is
call me
disgusting.
Eduardo, said Jen Yu. Did your boy also test this week? State testing just started Thursday for my kiddos.
My kid just graduated.
Work, said Eduardo.
He now has a bachelor's of science at the School of Mechanical Engineering. Excuse me.
Whip's
Right,
World
set
said,
that
oh,
there.
no judgment. I have several tanks that looked like that yesterday. I just didn't broadcast it to tens of people.
Tens? Tens of people. I can't see what I am doing because I stirred up so much muck. I'm going back to using this blue mug.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said I purposely keep 1 pane of glass in my 40-gallon breeder. It's good biofilm for the fishes, and plus the wall doesn't need to see my fish.
Alright, we're gonna take some water out, I think.
Master Aquatics. just call me Eduardo said that is awesome congratulation to you and him.
Yeah.
Love graduations for good students.
Congratulations
Geek boy
to
said
him.
smart kid. Proves apples can fall far from trees.
Yup.
Peplin Creek Aquatics said I heard my name from the other room. What's up?
Eduardo was looking for you, man.
Andy Carson said, because of reading autocorrects in the fish fam streams, does anyone else encounter the opposite in reading non-aquatic text as if it was intended to be an aquatic word?
Not sure I'm understanding what you're asking. But I probably have to read it. But right now I'm not near my phone. Look at that water algae. Whoa! Don't you going anywhere? Don't you go nowhere. We're just going to take some of this muck out of here, hopefully.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said Peplinings dude. All Corries arrived stunningly. I think they are green lasers. Superb. Thank you.
Nice.
Dave's aquarium thought said you should read forums about the Sims games. Things get really spicy. How do I kill my husband? But it's only for a game.
That's funny. My wife, she plays Sims. She's always up there. Like, alright. Anybody plays Sims, you don't actually play the game Sims. All you ever do is set up the game to play your Sims.
#5 said
That's my
yes,
opinion.
spelling isn't my strong suit. Lower EL.
It's alright. The bot will read what you put. Look at how big these pond snails are in here, man. They're huge.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said Dennis and Peplinings dude. They are all together in the same tank. Super gorgeous, like Genu.
There you go. Alright, I think we got enough water out of here for now. Of course, now I just stirred that all up. Give that a set to settle back down. I am going to... Oh, actually, while that's settling real quick, I'm going to get the water out of this hose.
Dave's aquarium thought said, I guess your wife never told you about wicked whims.
Oh, she's told me.
Runs and hides asterisk.
She's told me. Trust me, I know. Wicked whims.
Said, I've never been able to get into Sims, but from what I understand, the appeal is trying to get the Sims to do what you wanted them to in the first place, like herding cats.
Yeah, kind of.
Whip's World said Andy, my spelling, coupled with my thumbs being fat and uncoordinated, coupled with spell checker not knowing what the hell I'm talking about, always makes for interesting whippinese.
Whippinese.
Geek Boy said, never played with real dolls, why would I play with virtual one? Then again, if they had real dolls back, then it might have been different.
Never too late. Maybe because you didn't get the chance to play with dolls. You know, you can right that wrong. Alright, I'm trying to clean this tank, but this thing is in my way. Doing this 10 gallon, or the 20 long that's here, that we just pulled all that stuff out of. Trying to get some of this mold off the bottom. After I removed all the decorations and
Dave's
whatever the
aquarium
rocks.
thought said being a gudspieler and typist are underrated.
I agree. Alright, I gotta unclog this thing again because of all the mold. figured I went down there. How's that settling? Settling all right? Yeah. Doing this real quick. Trying to get up some of this algae mulm laying on the ground here. We cleaned the sponge on that, Do a little bit more of a water change here.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said, Vinooski, are you going to the fish club meeting today?
Alright, that's good. Whoa! My God. Ow. Oh. Just whacked my ankle. Alright, that's that. Let's get this out of the way. Leave it there for now. Turn that off. Alright, let's go back to catching fish.
Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said, what fishies are right above that tank you're trying to clean out? Big fishies in there.
Rainbows? Talking about this tank? Rainbow fish, and there's Schultz size in here. They're not that big though. I'm guessing you're talking about that. Those are rainbows. Bozemanai and Allenai. Coro Works, good morning. Fish Dreams, good morning. Oh. Wow. Okay. Before I get too sick. Whoa! God, dude. That would have been bad. Real bad.
Whip's World said Jason.
Whip's
I feel like
World.
you could squeeze a couple more tanks in there.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try not to though. Alright, you go in there for now. Yeah, I don't think they can see blue very well. One more.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said there's always more room on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how well it would hold up.
Whoa, dude. You're flipping out, man. There's no need to flip out like that. No need. Okay. Put whatever guppy grass I got back in there. Let's take this wad of guppy grass, put it back in. Spread it out so it's not all clumped up. Let us take the lava rock. We'll put it over here. And we'll put the filter back. Cool. Let's take that out of there. And let's go put these guys Start acclimating them to this. There we go. Feel better about that. All right, so all 6 Pandagars. What's going on here? They're locked, that's why. Right there. And we'll let them sit there for about 20 minutes and then we'll dump them in. Meantime.
Geek Boy said maybe the BBA would grow onto the ceiling too and help hold it up. Pretty sure the ceiling is the only surface not covered in BBA in that fish room.
You're probably right. Okay, let's fill these tanks back up. So let's go to here. Bum bum bum. Okay.
Daniel Vela said, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Daniel. What's going on? Top this up. This is the week I would normally fertilize with potassium. So I gotta remember to do that. I gotta remember to go light. Oh my god. Of course I'm spilling water everywhere. I'm just gonna top this up. And we should be good.
Koro Works said, "At what humidity does BBA start growing on the walls?"
It's a good question, man. It's a good question. I don't know if we want to do that experiment.
That's lovely, that is.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is pretty much full. Yep, good enough. Let's do that. Let's do this. Close that lid. We can turn the light off. There you go. Go back to your timer. We'll move this out of the way for now. Okay. What are we looking at? This mess. Now there's nothing in this tank. So, here. We can go back to the Pandagars. I'm going to move this way a little bit. There we go. All right. Should I? I should. I just feel like I should. Should I treat this stuff?
Geek Boy
Took
said,
out-
"I don't know if we want to do that experiment either, but I'm fine with you doing it."
Yes. All right. Here, let me move this bucket. What are we looking at there? A bucket. This has all the stuff we just took out of that tank. The 20 long. Covered in blackbeard, of course. But actually removing all that stuff made the tank like almost blackbeard free. So maybe we leave it out and let it dry? I don't know. The other option is to treat it right away and put it back in, but I honestly think drying it out might be a better idea. Ooh. Ooh, we maybe put that in the outdoor tub. That's an idea. Then it's kind of already seasoned with bacteria and stuff, right? Insta-cycle. I like that idea a little bit. Okay, let's let us move on. We need to do a little bit of brackish. Probably salt.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said Jay Soanes. I met with Dennis Andrich yesterday. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Andy Carson said, what if black mold was actually BBA out of water and black mold in our tanks was actually BBA? That would explain a lot about its persistence.
Yeah, really. Huh. I feel like somebody would have made that connection. Science, I mean. Okay. What am I doing? We were talking about...
Coro Works said the BBA to Jason, our Fishroom comrade.
That's right, they're my only friends. Our Fishroom comrade. Gotcha. Yes, you're not wrong. Well, let me put the iron in here and the phosphates while I'm... Or phosphates. I always say that. Potassium. Potassium is here in this bag. Getting low on this. I'm going to have to get another bag soon. Just going to do 1. 2. That's it. Potassium sulfate. Potassium and sulfur. And then the other thing we got to add is iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enough. Okay, now we'll dilute. We'll give those guys, oh, I didn't even set the timer. Let me set the timer on that, 20 minutes. I am gonna move, well, let's do this. Lets me highlight that I fertilized. Let me close this chart. Let me change this camera, the other camera. Whoops. This is for the flounder. Let's turn the light on. Cool.
Victor C said liked.
Liked.
Geek Boy said
Nerd.
nerded.
All right. Yeah. We could start with this. This is the brackish tank. We got to do a little bit of a... Now, I'd like to do the... I was going to set up the siphon, the bypass siphon, or whatever. Just because... I don't know. Just because. Do I need to justify my reasons to you people? I'm going to move this bucket over here. Actually, I am going to move this camera over there. Put the timer. That. Okay, that's actually okay. I'm going to start this. siphon.
Cora Work said don't forget to smash that like button.
Heck yeah!
King aiding the notification bell and subscribe to Jason's personal philosophies.
There you go. What could go wrong? We are going
Jen
to...
Yu said justifications are a must.
Alright, we got a siphon started. Now get this thing out of here. I like starting a siphon on another tank.
Geek Boy said I wouldn't justify my reasons with any of us assholes.
Damn! Geek. Look at that bad. Wait, that's what's happening. We got a kink in the toes. There we go. I'm like, why is it not draining? Okay, that's that. Let me get the trusty old...
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said you must justify what you do so that we all can learn about fish justice. Damn it! Assholes.
Fish justice. Did that break the siphon? I hope it didn't. We're gonna do it.
Andy Carson said what could go wrong? We hope so.
Thanks, Andy.
Congratulations 3G on the membership
Ah,
milestone.
Mr. G.
3G has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Congrats, man. Holy cow. Been that long. 20 months. That's almost 2 years. I don't know if I have a 2-year emoji set up. I might have to do that. Okay. I think that gives us enough room. Did I break the siphon? I hope I didn't. Nope. Cool. So we'll leave that there. Man, that floor's wet. Lets me get the bucket. Oh, I forgot to put the lid on that tank. I gotta do that in a sec here. Lets me carry this 10 gallons. Oh, over here. Oh.
Congratulations Window Licker, #5 on the membership milestone.
Window liquor.
Window Licker, #5 has been an
What?
extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Right on. Was it like summoning something there for a second? Icadamante. That's what I heard. It's 3 G's in a trench coat. Yep. Congrats, Window Liquor. Thanks, man. All right, we will. All right. I moved. For those who don't know, this is the siphon. When the water level gets up to the hole in there, it will drain into this bucket that has a pump in it. It has a timer valve on it, or a timer Brutus on the plug. This is
Andy Carson said
salt water,
you do
or
have a
brackish.
2-year emoji.
I do. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't have the 3-year emoji. Just to double check. Let's make sure that I actually put some salt in this water.
Congratulations Peplin Creek Aquatics on the membership milestone.
All right.
Peplin Creek Aquatics has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Right on. Man, we got all these long timers here. That's awesome. All right, this is 0.13. So a little on the lighter side, which is kind of one of the reasons why I want to use
Geek Boy said
this
moan
method.
groan.
Moan
Jason
groan.
trying to make more OnlyFans content to go with the whole house filter maintenance content there.
There you go. Yes, exactly. Whoa. Man, you got to keep them wanting. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to use the bypass thing. Actually, I should see what this is. So let's see what that tank is. Because I'm pretty sure this is a whole lot saltier than what I'm going to fill it up with. I'm actually not entirely sure, so let's check. What does this have to say? 0.14. Actually, it's not that far. Oh, it would have been higher. All right, what I need to do is I need to get this water off the floor because I keep slipping like crazy. So let me grab this towel. I'm not sure how I spilled this, but I did. There we go. Better. I can go in the dirty towel pile. All right. So now I need the pump.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said 20 months?
20
wow,
months.
That is amazing that you, Juicin, have us tied to his knees. Awesome.
Well, I appreciate everybody who's a
Master
member.
Aquatics.
Trust me.
Just call me Eduardo on the membership milestone. He searched. Master Aquatics.
See? What is that?
Just call me
What is
Eduardo
that?
has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Right on. But I have no idea what she's summoning over there. Or he is summoning. This is weird. Ugh. This. Okay. Okay. Power cord can go there. This is the valve. In its horrible state that it is. It's like rusted. I bought this off of Amazon. It's like a 1/4-inch valve, but apparently it's made out of... Who would ever make parts for something that's out of something that rusts? For liquids. I mean, come on. It's like a no-brainer, right? Idiots. Idiota. Alright. Let us plug this in. Plug it in, plug it in. That's going to grind. I'm going to plug this in. This is going to grind. And I'm going to set this for... Just to turn that off. And then we're going to set it for... that, and we're going to set it for 2 hours. And then when that beeps, it'll let me know. I'll put this over here. So if that beeps, oops, bend those back down a little bit. If that gets too high, it'll let me know. You got to get that off the thing there because that's driving me nuts. Oh, of course I did that. Here, let me get something to hold that off the bottom so it stops vibrating like that. Yeah, this pump, I don't know. It could be better.
Said like a no-brainer pretty much describes my entire existence.
There you go. Alright. Let's chug-a-luggin'. So we'll let this go for a while. And that should pretty much take care of that. Water change. Going around this side real quick. Because I want, while I'm here, to clean the glass. Come on now.
Cora Works said someone better make a fancy guppy strip club in the aquascape competition, so Brian can have a proper bachelor's party.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Showgirls. Okay. I see the water draining, so that's a good sign. This will,
Window Liquor #5 said brain fart alerts Jason. What are you doing for the clash?
attending. Maybe I'll enter some fish in the contest. I'm not sure though. Why is that beeping? Which one is beeping? This one? Why is that beeping? Must have gotten it wet. That's weird. It's not touching anything.
Geek Boy said sounds like a perfectly good excuse for Coro to go to the clash.
There you go. There's a perfectly good excuse for
Cora
Corey to
Works
clash. That
said,
works
and a
better.
male better flare-off show for Foxy.
Yeah. Alright, let's I think that's good actually. I think I probably angle this better back here somewhere. Yeah, I think we're good with that. Okay, that's gonna chooch for a bit. It's actually filling up pretty quick over there. I have to hit that button soon. Let me check on the timer. Seems like it's been about 20 minutes now for the gars. Let me put the lid back on the other tank real quick. We'll move the gars back, or we'll move the gars to their tank. They're home. Alright, that's cool. The lid's on. I feel like it's not actually on though. There we go, there we go. Now it's on.
Whip's World said that's on Kenny. Eve dropped enough money for the clash as it is. Haha, we gotta make sure I got her. Rico makes it too, so that'd be another small donation.
There you go. It's gonna be a good time. And me and my wife are going. So that'll be a good time. Kid is home from college now. He's done. So he can watch the dog. And we could go on vacation. There we go. Look at this. This thing needs some work. The Aptasia is growing nicely in here. I can see it. I'm at the point where I'm ready to scrap this.
Said, good seeing you, Jeff Caners.
Jeff Canis?
Window Liquor #5 said these people are coming to your home turf.
I know.
What about a special Saturday morning cartoons? Hollywood Square style. Think of the special.
Well, there's an interesting idea.
What a riot. Light it
There's
up.
an idea. I have to
Geek
think of
Boy
something.
said you and the wife will be there this year. Cool, I've not met Fishroom in person yet.
Oh, that's right, he wasn't there last year. That's right, he was. You missed the man. See what you've done,
Empire of Dirt
Fishroom?
Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said it's great to see you in chat, Eduardo.
I believe Skipper's coming too. Alright, I got 4 minutes left on my timer before we have to drop the pandas in. Maybe I could set up the camera real quick so we get the live action shot. Whoa. As best as I can. Okay. In the meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, let's go here, because we're about to embark. Here, I'll beat you all to it.
That's lovely, that is.
Geek Boy said, does that merch stop still Balzac Goo merch too?
Oh, does that what? Does that merch stop still sell? Oh, I guess I mean sell. Balzac Goo merch? No. It should though. I think I've moved away from that name on a lot of things. Still have the email. Trying to think.
Whip's World said, I don't think Fishymon has been there since I've been going. His last year was when Lisa Hudson went, right? I feel like I would remember that. But then again, I might have been drunk.
He was there. Is that? What on earth is that? Something on the floor over there. Looks like a bunch of... It's probably from the cat. He wasn't there last year. But he was there the year before. I'm pretty sure. Because... Man, it's coming up on a year now, isn't it? Since Patty died. Sadly enough, she died on my birthday. Yeah. So that's almost a year now. So he didn't go to the clash last year. Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he went the year before, but I don't know if he stayed. I think he just showed up on that Saturday. I don't remember if he stayed. I don't know. Isn't he in this chat? Fishymon, speak for yourself, man. I should get some Balzac goo merch. Yeah, I don't know. I think he was there not last year, but the year before. He wasn't there the year before. He was still in Shane from the year before that. That's not true. The year that Lisa was there was the year that he was gonna... We came down on a... That was the first year that I went to the Clash. I'm pretty sure. And that would have been 2021. 2022 is when Fishymon and I got a room together. And, I mean, he rattled the walls with... there was no sleep happening. Man likes to snore. Anyway. Yeah, so that was 2022.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said, hi Roxy, XOXOXOXOXO, missing you already.
Well, anyway. Oop, hang on. We got alarms! Relax, puppy! Let's turn this on. Oop. Wrong button. Don't worry about that. It's only a little annoying. That's what I meant to do, actually. Got all sorts of bells and whistles going off right now. I'm gonna drain this water. It's probably like, what, 20 minutes? Well, we'll turn it down to 20 minutes. All right. These guys can go in the tank. Oop.
Andy Carson said, Zoe!
Zoe!
Window Liquor #5 said, was that the year he told everyone to F off Lowell?
No, that was 2020. Yeah, that was 2022. Right? Pretty sure. Yes. 22, yes. 22 was the year that I aquascaped.
Bionic Bigfoot said, I can't hear now.
I aquascaped this tank in 2022. I think. Was it this one? Yeah. It was 2022 was this one. And then they did the auction and Fishymon won it. And that's when he told everybody to F off. 2023, I think he only showed up for a day. I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure he did, though. And then 2024, he didn't. I think, well, see, originally it was 2021. He only showed up. He was going to show up Friday, and then...
Eduardo said yes. 2022 was the year he told my baby sister to go F herself. She wanted your tank.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Cora Work said, to be fair, Window Liquor, don't we all need to F off every now and again?
And then, all right, so anyway, the first year, 2021, is when he got drunk and was hitting on Lisa. And then he didn't make it that Saturday because we were both driving back and forth.
He was there a few days in 2023. He brought you that big wood.
That's right. Yeah, that was the year that, yeah. Steph and Maria were working the booth with their one friend, I think his name was Chris, selling plecos. Yeah, he was there that year. I think he just showed up that Saturday. And then in 2024 he didn't show up. So, that's the timeline. As far as I remember it. Okay. Okay. All right. Pandagars are away. I really hope to make it this time. Wait. See the stupid? I hope to make it this year. I'll have to sell a lot more spawning mops. Oh yeah! Speaking of spawning mops, thank you for reminding me. I gotta get in those. Let's close this lid. Let's get a towel so I can wipe off the glass. Spill this water all over the place. Whoops. Alright, good enough. Then we can turn this back on its timer.
3G said that was the year. You brushed your teeth with Preparation H, right?
No, it was not Preparation H. It was like cortisol cream. Or whatever the hell it was. Yes, pretty sure that's what it was. I think it was like burn wound stuff or whatever. Yeah, cortisol. Ah, don't remind me of that. That was horrible. Do not recommend at all. All right, let's go back to this camera. Excuse me. All right, spawning mops. Stay on that thought. Let me move this camera. We'll just go here for now. Preparation H. Huh. Probably couldn't hurt. Oh, that's right. I did brush my teeth with cortisol cream. I think well, yes. I got rid of that. So there's no need for this in my my car console. Grabbing the last of the coffee. This water is almost done chooching through here. Pump's starting to get louder because it's resting on the bottom there.
Escape this year. My other brain fart.
I didn't escape last year.
May forth be with you. Light it up.
I did not escape last year.
Better job at keeping the hemorrhoid cream separate from the oil care producers.
Yeah, apparently.
Snoochie Booch said good morning, everyone.
Snoochie Booch! What's up, man? Let's get this out of the way. Keep knocking that over. What is going on? I'm trying to tilt this bucket. It's going to be a little loud for a few minutes.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said good day, Snoochies.
Good day, sir. Oh, shit. That did not work. So we need to figure something else out here. I think the water was too dynamic here. Gotta let it settle. Just to keep it going that way, why? I don't know. There, that should work for a few minutes. Anyway, that's going to be loud for a few minutes while it pumps the rest of that water out. What are we doing? We're looking at this. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Jenny Lynn said good thing someone had gum after the cortisol incident.
Yes, Jenny. Thank you very much. Saved me. Oh, horrible. Whatever.
Rip's World said 2023 was my second year. That was the first time I went by myself and was left unsupervised.
Uh-oh.
I know Jason Adams was there and he and I went out for dinner a couple of times. But other than that, IDK.
Yes, I remember him.
Geek
All right.
Boy said someone come do water changes in all my tanks. The asshole that usually does them was slacking off in the Caribbean for the last 2 weeks.
Damn, son. Hating. All right, let me,
Thank you, Master Aquatics.
Aw.
Just call me Eduardo very much for the 20 gifted memberships.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. I'm going to add some water to this tank. Some RO. It's getting low. Now you know.
Window Licker #5
just
said
spilled
that
water all over
Evan
my
Corey
clicker.
would play Hollywood Squares. Run with it, Jason.
Yeah, who's
This could be epic.
I forget. Is... Wait a minute, Corey, right, from Aquarium Co-op is coming this year, right? Am I wrong about that? Did I busted my clicker? Oh, no I didn't. Just spilled water all over it though. There you go. Apparently Dr. Frankenstein thinks it could work. Alright, let's fill that up with some RO. This is, I still see the two frying here. They're getting a little bit bigger. They're getting to be like juvenile. What mop is in the tank at the moment? Purple, I think? Yeah, purple. So we go back to red?
Congratulations, Jenny
Red.
Lynn, on the membership milestone. Jenny
on.
Lynn has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Geek Boy said Corey and Zenzo will be there this year.
Yes, okay. I did read that. Thought it was tripping. Alright, hang on. Let's turn this bump on. Let's see if we got any eggs in this mop. It's grinding. There you go. It's an egg right there. Little bitty egg. Well, at least there's one in there. Is that an egg? Yeah, it looks like what might have been an egg. Alright, so... Wait a minute. Didn't I just say this was purple? Am I wrong? I guess it's red. So then we gotta pull the yellow one out? Apparently, I just totally saw purple too. That was weird. Let me double check here. Is this one red? That is red. That is very odd. I saw what I wanted to see. I saw what I wanted to see. That's wild. What the hell was that? What is happening right now? I'm losing my mind. I just came over here and there was a bunch of water running down the sink, but I have no idea why. Oh, derp. From the pump. Man, I'm out of my mind. Oh my god. That ain't cool. Oh my god. Stop!
Whip's World said Jason and Joanna are both coming this year, but just to come. They
Cool.
aren't speakers this year. They're gonna ride out. I was supposed to ride with them, but I'm bringing MFG Laurie some fish.
Alright. We have some issues at the moment. Let me move this. I just dumped the rest of that bucket all over the floor. Oh.
Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said mentioning Laurie. Where is she? Tied up Ain.
Alright, let me get this out of here. Should have known that setup was janky. Alright, let's put this back in the bucket over here. Alright, the brackish tank has had the water changed. I'm gonna leave that for a sec. Gonna go over here. Oh my god. These shoes are definitely not meant for wet environments.
Whip's World said 20 memberships, and not one of them was for Whippy. That makes me sad.
Sorry, Whip. You're a member at heart, man. But, you know, you don't have to be a member to hang out here. Just so you know. Trying to dry up at least some of this water. I mean, it was at the bottom, so at least it wasn't like a hole. But it was probably a good gallon. Okay. Whatever, man. Whatever. Let's move on. Shall we? I'm going to turn this back on. Because I want this to pump down and be empty. Be empty, my friend. Okay. Still doing mops. Remember?
Window liquor hash fire, said Jason check.
Oh my god. Hang on. Right, turn that back off. Check chat. Holy smokes. Dave's Aquarium Thoughts. Speak for some fishy stuff, but not too fishy. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Denied. I would have gone to the expansion if I'd known. Oh wow, you live down there by, what is that, in Kentucky? Is that where he opened his new, expansion? Is that correct? I don't know. I'm out of the loop. Okay. These guys doing good here. So that means the yellow mop has to come out of here. This tank,
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said Google rewards are great to give fishy friends funds.
Well, thanks, man. This tank, we're slowly removing all the mops,
yes.
and resetting
His
it.
new warehouse is on Kentucky.
That's cool. I guess that's more centrally located, right? I'm gonna rinse this mop out and we're gonna let it dry.
Just call me Eduardo, said Jason. You're loopy enough. No need to be out of the loop.
Yes, I agree. Keep me in the loop, man.
Geek Boy said the warehouse was moved to KY. The expansion was to the LFS in Seattle.
Oh. See, I am out of the loop. That's cool. Well, good luck, man. Not in Seattle, so.
Window Liquor hash 5.
Let me know when he opens one in Pennsylvania.
The original store.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He
Yeah.
finally got through the red tape and got the store expanded.
Oh, so like made it bigger? Or did he go to another location?
Dave's aquarium thought said, I think UPS has a big hub in Kentucky.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. All right. Yeah, that would make most sense, right? A lot of shipping hubs. I think another one is Memphis. Memphis is a big hub.
Whip's World said, oh, the expansion. Yes, he bought the place next door and made the whole place bigger.
Ah, see, now there we go. Cool. That's what you need. All right, let's see. Just. No, those are snails. I was like, for a second there, I thought that was duckweed. I was like, what in the. Nothing. Okay, and then next week, these green mops are going to come out. There's 2 green mops in here, and then this tank we can reset. And then I think, well, if that's the case, next week.
Dave's aquarium thoughts said maybe should just take over the whole shopping centre.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, there was a fish store around here that it was literally like the size of like a Home Depot, right? And it was like nothing but fish tanks everywhere. Place was awesome. Loved it. Remember my dad taking us there. And yeah, I guess it wasn't sustainable because it went away. Oh wait. All right, so I was saying, since next week I'm going to be emptying that tank out, that last mop should be coming out. There really is no reason not. I'm going to throw in one of these other mops into the Pasky Rainbow fish and hope to get some eggs. So throw that in there. That works for me. Okay, where are we at? We're over there. Aquarium Fantasy. All right, let's go down to Goblin Town. Guess what? This is gonna be good enough for now. This is the Fricatas. Little baby Fricatas. There's always fry in here. Big snail hanging right there. Get off of there. A Malaysian. Shake out this mop. Last chance to be born. Swap you out. Let me rinse this real quick. Honestly, I just disconnect this to make life easier. There we go. There we go. Much better.
Whip's World said boots. I thought I was losing my crap there for a second because I was 99% sure you were a P&W kind of gal. I'm sure you do fine in Kentucky, but that's not where you live in my head, LOL.
I think I misunderstood. I'm not sure where she's at. I thought you guys were talking about the expansion. I think we were talking about Kentucky.
Andy
That's
Carson
why I
said,
said
come
that.
on, everyone!
All right, what do we got? Any eggs in this mop? Got a little baby snail. Little baby snail. And a not so little baby snail. This is the fricatas. Yep. Shouldn't even question that there's eggs in this mop. Always seems to be eggs. And also always seems to be babies. Actually, these guys might be getting a little big. I think they're quite big enough yet to put them in with the parents. Parents are bigger. They kind of are a bigger fish, so. Man, I think I need new water change on this.
Andy Carson said thumbs up like.
Right on. Way to wake me up. All right. Let me move this camera. This camera over here. Can move this one lower. See if we can see any fry in there. I'm gonna sneeze. Bear with me. The dog's gonna flip out. Try to kill everyone. Excuse me. I had to yell at the Borker.
Whip's World said that's where my head went too, Jason. He just set up that new centrally located place, and I assumed mead.
Yeah, I asked you me too. What am I doing? Oh, I was looking for the flashlight.
Master
Well, no, the clicker.
Aquatics.
No, we did the clicker.
Just call me
Flashlight.
Eduardo said thanks Andy, made her scream, and I dropped my coffee mug on my panties. Jeez!
Damn, dude. Better clean your panties. Okay.
Bootscats said bork, 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 bork.
That's right. She's the Bork Master. Bork Master 9000. Of course, I dropped the lid in the tank, of course. Why wouldn't I drop the lid in the tank? That's like the way I always do it, right? Okay. These are the Luminatus. I have been getting eggs, but I have not seen any fry. So I'm kind of hopeful I'll see something. Why? Why would you hatch? Why won't you hatch? I'm not seeing anything. Alright, let's pull the yellow mop. This water is a little cooler too. Maybe that's part of the reason? Warm this up, I guess, somehow. We were going to do that whole like centralized system over here. I'm still on the fence about that. I don't know. I don't know. Gotta think about it. It would be a process. It would be interesting though, right?
Window Liquor #5 said no hatch because they're cold. Turn the heat up.
Yeah. Might be onto that thing there. Well, let's see how cold it is, man. I got a thermometer here. A thermometer. 73 degrees. A little on the cold side, right? I wouldn't say it's like frigid.
Andy Carson said more RO in the hatch tanks.
Yeah, maybe. I do think it's temp because I did do the RO. Oh, well, we can test the TDSs on that. Where's the TDS? Well, here, hang on. First things first. Let's get this mop out of my hand that has... Right, there's an egg. There's at least one egg. Unless like something's munching on those eggs, the snails, but I don't know. Don't know. Alright, here's my TDS meter. Hang on, I gotta... Are we zoomed in? I think we might be zoomed in on this camera. We've been zoomed in this whole time to be funny. Probably are. Yeah, we are. Nobody... It wasn't that much though, okay. All right. There's that. All right, hang on. I'm gonna blow my nose. Rip. All right. Okay. So. Yeah. Oh, the TDS meter. That's what I came in for.
Victor C said, "Thanks for live streaming at depths unknown."
No problem, Victor. Thanks for being here. $230 TDSs. So that doesn't seem outrageously high.
Rip's World said that dog getting all aggro when you sneeze is hysterical to me.
Yeah. She tries to kill, man. Okay. So 230 TDS doesn't seem too incredibly hard to me. I guess I can thin it. I do think that 73 degrees is probably the issue. However, this tank is probably even colder. And this had fry in it. But these are, well, let's see if they're still, yeah, I still see them. These are all Celebes. Can you see them darting around there? I can see them. They're not so much at the top, they're more like mid-water. And I can't really get the camera much lower easily. There are a handful of them in there, which is cool. Where's the yellow? Yellow! We don't even have a yellow in here. Okay. I gotta get a yellow mop. Whee! Let me get the red mop out of the adult tank. Yep, there's some eggs in here. I already see them. 1, 2, 3. Saw some over here. I don't know where it went. I didn't see some. Anyway, there's eggs in this mop. Boom. Let me get the yellow mop, put it in the tank. Should be done here. Let's go this way.
The moneyless maven,
Hey.
Shirley, said raw.
You made it.
Asterisk, insert witty comment here, asterisk.
Alright, do I have a yellow mop? I do. Right here. Did I just unplug that? I hope I didn't. Oh my god, I almost fell. Oh, this place is an obstacle course. Let's wet this mop up and we'll stick it back in the adults. And then we're good on the mop situation. Boom. 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 Okay. Now, what time is it? 11:20 something. I am going to move this. I am going crazy. All right. Oh yeah. Let's sit here and think about this for a minute. Probably even use this camera too. What are we looking at? We're looking at that one. Let's use this one because this will give us the angle of the dangle. Here we go. Change clickers. Bam. Okay. This is the hatching. Now, there are a total of 5 tanks. Could theoretically do a 6. Take that. Bring it down here, but then I couldn't do the whole sump system thing I was thinking of. Then every tank needs its own heater, right? Hang on. I think we need to sit down and think about this
Geek
here.
Boy said anyone else smell smoke and burning hair?
It's oil. It's burning. All right, let's think about this for a second here. This is how I work through problems. Right? I gotta blow my nose again. Hang on. Okay. So, my original thought was behind this rack is that rack, right? And there are 4 tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all 10 gallons. The bottom 10 gallon on that
Master
rack
Aquatics, just call
is
me
empty.
Eduardo said problems, or situations.
Yes, indeed. All right, let me get the phone here. Anyway, so behind that on the bottom rack is a tank that is empty. Here, let me show it to you. Well, I say empty, but it is literally filled to the brim with Java moss. So, oh no, that was the camera. I just unplugged it. Somehow, way, shape, or form. Alright, I gotta refix that. Okay. Whoops. Properties. Deactivate. Activate. Okay. Very weird. Greeny look to it. Okay. This is that tank. This has all the, this is all guppy grass. Or, Java moss, I'm sorry. Yeah. There should be nothing in this but like some snails. I don't ever feed this tank, honestly. It's been a while. I used to have Madakas in here, but I took them out and moved them all into the, whatever. So long story short, this tank's empty. This tank is on the bottom there. You can see on the right the worms. Those are the worms that are on the bottom left of this rack that you're looking at right there. You know, this camera's not looking down far enough to see the true glory. You gotta go like that. Alright. Pretty sure. We can see a lot more now. Yes, we can see the whole rack. Cool. So those two little 2.5 gallon tanks on the left there are for worms. The one on the bottom right is the celebes. And then fricatas, luminatus. Cyanodorsalis is pretty much empty. I'm just slowly pulling the mops out. Alright, so the idea was to hook up a system that pumped water from this tank to the top of this rack into both of those tanks, and then those tanks would drain to the tanks below them, and then those tanks would drain to the sump. The bottom rack on this right here is too low for it to work.
Got to point the camera down to see the true glory, you say?
That's exactly what I said. And I stand by it. Oh my god. Oh man. Apples from Florida to Canada. It's not a good idea, man. Yeah. So the bottom rack on this, if I'd go with that idea, is I just had a totally another idea. I wouldn't be able to use the bottom rack for anything. Well, I wouldn't be able to hook it in that system. So it'd be 4 tanks plus the 10 gallon would be the sump essentially. Now, I just had another idea. Maybe I move those worms out on the left, bottom left, put another 5 gallon in there, and then I could do kind of like what I did with the 29 into the 20s. Top left could drain to the top, the middle left, and then would drain to the bottom left. And then it would pump up to the top left, right? So 3 tanks would be on 1 pump. And then I'd do the same thing for the right. That actually makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense. And then we can get away with 2 heaters instead of 5 or 6. Pretty sure 2 heaters, a heater could handle 15 gallons of water, right? Yes, I like this idea. And I have that empty 5-gallon. Oh my God. I like it. I like it.
It could work!
SWFL Treasure Detecting said thank you for channel sub.
Woot! You got it. Right on. That was a gift from Eduardo. Thank you, Eduardo. Yes, I like this idea. I think we have a plan. All right, so if we're going to do that, I need my trusty book. Where's the book? This is the Fishroom Bible right here. Patty gave me this, by the way. Okay. Summer tubbing is next weekend. Not this weekend. But I do have to get it out of storage. So I can do that this week. Perfect. I need a writing utensil. We'll use pen. Let's see how we are on this list here. The list keeps moving and changing, but somehow some things never get crossed off. Okay. Set this here so I can read what you guys are saying. Aha! Okay. We wanted to cull the celebies and the fricattas. We have not done that yet. That might be a next week thing. We want to move the past guys. We did do that. We want to move the Luminas. We did do that. We want to move the Schultz eyes. I was going to do that, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to keep them where they're at. I kind of like them where they're at. We'll do that. And so I'll consider them moved, I guess. Basically, I was going to move them out of quarantine. They're out of quarantine. They're staying where they're at.
Did you ever get Patty's glasses back to her?
Patty's glasses? What? Oh. I don't think it ever matters, man. I didn't have Patty's glasses, I don't think. I don't know. I didn't know Patty lost her glasses, but I don't think she needs them anymore, dude. The hell was I saying? Oh, yeah. Today was move the Pandagar, so we did do that. Yeah! Look at that. Made a tent this summer tubbing. Cold it for cots. Got anything back here? Cold it for cots. Yeah. This cold it for cots goes back quite a while there. Okay, so next week. Well, not next week, but this is the goal here. If we're going to do this, I either need to create an overflow siphon for each one of these tanks, or I need to drill them. Right? I don't know if I trust the overflow siphon. I feel like it could break. Plus, that's a whole lot of extra plumbing. Not that there isn't going to be plumbing to begin with. If I drill the tanks, I need them to be empty. Or I have to have a replacement tank. That's right. Then we could use that one up there. Boom. Start with that one, drill it, whatever, and then we can move it to there next week, to here. Because this will be an empty tank, essentially, except for the snails. We could, whatever, clean it, transfer everything into the tank up there, and then it's got an overflow. Then we could take, this tank is rimless. Damn it. I don't think it'll matter, though. Will it? I don't know, man. This is getting harder by the second. Alright, I see. I can't read that because the stupid thing is in the way. I hate how people can just break the rules, but we get effed with fines, and we did. Yeah. That seems to be my luck, man. Alright. So drill that tank.
Master Aquatics. Just Call Me Eduardo said it is joyful to see Patty's tanks in your room. Great memories. Thank you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Geek Boy
That
said
solves
he
some of our
used
fish, too.
hob overflow boxes for years back, when many tanks used tempered glass and drilling was not a thing.
Oh, yeah. Is that where, for what, like, breeders, like a grow out, basically quarantine, is what you're saying? Or, like a hatching thing for your... I have some of those hang on, like the fluval ones. I was actually thinking about using them for the worms. And put it on that 10 gallon over there, like on the front of it. And then put like the... Because that way it would be like constantly water, like, you know, keeping the worm tanks clean. Because sometimes those worm tanks get real foul, man. You got to stay up on them. This one was, I did that this week, man. This one was getting grody. You know what, I got to feed these guys. I got to feed my worms. Oh yeah, here, let's put the lid back. Here. I never did test that temp in this one. 73.4. It's about the same. How about this one? 72. 72. This one. Oops. Are we holding here? What's going on? There we go.
Geek
74.
Boy said drilled tanks and fancy and tank overflow can fall spectacularly as well.
Yeah, it can. Especially if the overflow gets clogged. But that can happen in any of those tanks. Right? Any of those systems are prone to, if the overflow is clogged, it's going to overflow the tank. That's actually the downside of a sump, is that possibility alone. However, if you do a sump like I did over there, if it doesn't clog, speaking of clogging, this one looks awful full. Holy cow. No, it's not that full, it just looks full. Okay. Alright, yeah. So my thing is, like, what I basically do is, when the system is all plumbed and the water's all flowed.
I missed my window, but Shirley, good morning.
Never too late to say good morning. All right, unless it's afternoon. Yeah, basically, if the power's off and everything's plumbed, as long as this bottom tank is, I just fill the bottom tank all the way to the top, or whatever, until as high as I want it, right? And then you kick the system on, and then if the power fails, it can never overflow the bottom tank because there's not enough water to do that. That's kind of how I get away with a fail-safe on those tanks over there. Those sumps, and that sump too. Anything that's on a sump, that's kind of how it is. Power goes out, it doesn't go below a certain point. I think drilling is a better option. I think it makes a cleaner look.
Said, I think hob overflows get a bit of a bad rap, is my point really.
Mmm. Mmm. Yeah, the hang on the back overflows. Yeah. True. I just worry about that siphon breaking.
The
I mean,
motherless
essentially, it's
maven.
like this thing
She
here, right?
said my apologies. Whip! Good morning! I walked away to check on my Cory eggs.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's basically like this siphon overflow right here, right? That's the same idea, like this. Whoops, I think I just broke the siphon. Oh well, that's what I'm talking about. Doesn't take much to break that siphon. So, that's what scares me. Whereas there is no, like that's just, all right, doing those hang on the back. What do you call them? Overflows, I guess. Um, that siphon breaking is another fail point, right? So if the filter clog or whatever.
Geek Boy said you can create auto-restarting hob overflows.
But then we're getting into, to me now we're getting to the point where it's just easier to drill, right? Drill, baby, drill. And who doesn't want to see me break a tank? Come on now. That might be a good thing for next week, because if we're going to be setting up a summer tub, we might be out back. Maybe I'll set up some cameras out there. I don't know. Or a camera. That's going to be tricky. Let's see what I can do. Or maybe I'll just film it and give you highlights. Yeah, that's an idea. That is an idea. Oh my god. Make a video? I haven't done that in a long time. Oh, I used to make videos. I don't know what happened to me. Alright. I think I convinced myself. I'm just going to drill. Drill, baby, drill. Okay. I'm guessing we're going to use the rimless tanks.
Bootscats
I don't see any
Bootscats
reason why
said
not.
next week is Mother's Day. I'll be sleeping in.
Oh, that's right. Although, if I'm doing anything Mother's Day, it's not happening until afternoon. So I'll be here. I'll be here. We'll celebrate Mother's Day together.
Geek Boy said
And you can
I'm
sleep
all for
in,
watching
Bootscat.
failure. I've seen some porterhouse eat-looking setups.
I've seen some porterhouse eat-looking setups. There's a phrase. All right. So, we're going to need
Master Aquatics.
1,
Just call me Eduardo. Said I still show your
3,
videos to my students this
4.
time of year.
Nice.
After all the state testing. They
Here
love
comes
it.
the rain again, falling on my head like
That's
a
awesome.
memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
All right. Welcome back, Fishymon. We had a whole discussion about you, and I guess you weren't even here. You're going to have to watch the replay. All right. So for, what are they? I need 4 bulkheads. Bulkhead.
Geek Boy said some pretty easy. Don't touch screen type with wet hands.
Okay. Porterhouse. That's a phrase. All right, bulkheads. What are the strainers? Yeah, that's it. 4 strainers. Strainers. 4 sponges. 4 strainers. Because we can't have fry. Getting through. I hear myself talking upstairs in my kitchen. Why is that?
Fishyman64 said Jasmine I was dreaming to the babbling sound of your stream.
That's poetic. Okay. What else will we need? We need a pump. Right? Pump. 2 pumps. 2 heaters. Just getting a list together. Rye, rack, setup.
Window liquor #5, said the Coop Sales bulkheads.
Do they? You know where I get my bulkheads, and they're really cheap? Is Tractor Supply. They sell 3/4-inch bulkheads on their shelves. A couple bucks a piece, honestly. I recommend getting bulkheads there. And they're the same bulkheads. 3/4-inch PVC, and they're threaded. So you can screw in, the strainers come threaded too. 3/4-inch. I would get the sponges from Aquarium Co-op. But if you don't have a Tractor Supply and you don't know where you can get bulkheads, that's perfectly a good place to get bulkheads. Trying to think what else I would need. Tubing. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of tubing. I guess we got to figure out pump size. I mean, we're doing 15 gallons, right? At max, it's probably going to be less than that because we've got to leave room for when this is pumping, going to get drained. And these are going to, say probably around maybe 12 gallons probably. We'll probably lose a gallon in each tank.
Window liquor #5 said Pevy Tractor Supply I think went out of business.
Ah, now we have a company around here. I don't know if it's nationwide, but it's pretty prominent. It's called Tractor Supply Company, TSC.
Geek
And they
Boy
sell
said
all
Fisherman
sorts of
shows
junk.
up and Jason starts hearing himself from the kitchen upstairs. Yep, Fisherman is the wife, no doubt.
There we go. Oh my God, I'm married to Fisherman. Don't tell Lisa. I think Lisa was up there cooking something and she's watching the stream. She lurks!
Master Aquatics.
She's a lurker.
Just Call Me Eduardo said that is a lot of work, Jason, having the wife help out.
Yes, I will. I'll make her do the drilling while I film. I gotta get the setup. Alright, so, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I need to make a decision. I guess I'm just gonna drill through the, what do you call them, tanks? Rimless. Right? Right. No point not using the rimless tanks, right? I can move the worms.
Window liquor #5 said your TSC went bankrupt here in Canada.
Oh,
Bummer.
that sucks.
Fishermon64 said I'm filing for a divorce.
Come on.
Dave's Aquarium Thoughts said
You have
I
to
made an
keep me in the
overflow
manner that I'm
using
accustomed.
PVC for an outdoor tank once. It worked great.
Yeah, we were just talking about the PVC out overflows and why I didn't want to do that. Not that I don't think it's a good and valid thing to do. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about it, honestly.
I went to my Tractor Supply for the first time on Friday. They were nice. I asked where to find blasting sand, and they brought it right to the register.
That's awesome. Did you use it for substrate, or were you blasting? Sand blasting. It was the black diamond? Blasting sand? Yeah, no, Tractor Supply is a cool place, man. I got like everything. I love creeping around in there. You can buy chicken feed, crossbow bolts, rope, whatever else you need. Welding supplies. They got all sorts of stuff in there, man. It's kind of like a Harbor Freight, honestly. Different, a little more farm central, I guess. Focused, farm focused.
Whip's World said right? Right. You're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to say.
Yes, black diamond for
Also,
substrate.
Hello and good morning, Lurker Lisa.
Lurker Lisa.
Fisherman64 said I got a Carhartt winter jacket from Tractor Supply.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man.
Master Aquatics.
I got my... Is this the hat? No,
Just
this
Call
is
Me
my...
Eduardo said Tractor Supply is awesome for all things in my yard and plants and nuts. And bolds, not to mention ropes to tie up creepers.
Yup. Gotta tie up creepers. Not this hat, but my other hat. My Mossy Oaks hat I got at Tractor Supply. Even though Mossy Oaks is like a shotgun company. But, I love that hat. That hat is awesome. I don't care who's, like, whatever. I mean, I could care less what the label is. But I like that hat. Alright. So... I am going to use... So I just got to drill.
Jen Yu said not as easy to steal from Tractor Supply, huh, Jason?
I don't steal from Tractor. I don't steal. What are you talking about? How dare you accuse me? I've never stolen anything. One of these fish racks in here is is a complete freebie. Every time I bought a rack, I would call them and tell them I was missing a piece until I had enough to build another rack. I know, shady. The statute of limitations has expired. They could have said no.
Fisherman64 said they used to sell baby chickens and rabbits as well.
Oh, they still
Or
do.
At least they used to.
I think they still do. I don't know about rabbits, but I do see the chicks. They always have the chicks under like the heat lamps and
Master
stuff.
Aquatics.
It's fun. It's cute.
Just Call Me Eduardo said she didn't use steel, just mentioning the thought of putting bolt nuts in the pocket.
And what else? I walked out of, well, the trash cans, right? That I keep the salt water in, and the RO water. They're on,
Jen Yu said, let me find
rollers.
that episode, LOL.
They're on rollers, and I might have rolled out of that Home Depot, whatever. I paid for the trash can. Not my fault they didn't ring up the roller.
Geek Boy said, I don't steal. Here is how I stole an entire rack.
I didn't steal that. And I think that's Home Depot's fault. They were asking for it. No. It was their policy not to return the item from, this is how it started, alright? This is how it started. I bought a rack, and there was a piece missing from it. And Home Depot's policy is they don't want you to return it, they want you to call the company and get the replacement parts. I'm like, well, that's freaking pain in the ass. So I had to wait like 3-4 weeks till they shipped the part out to build the rack for the first one. I don't remember which one it was.
Thought said I got caught stealing once when I was 5. Stuffed it in my shirt and walked right out the door.
There you go. Bop, bop, bop. No, it's going to be in my head. Being caught stealing. Anyway, so from that I learned, well, now I'm just going to call for an extra part. I'm squirming. The trash cans. Yes, I did do. All right, so yeah, never mind. I plead the fifth, okay? Statute of limitations. That's it. I'm out. Didn't do anything wrong. Free depths unknown.
Fisherman64 said if you don't pay for it, it's called stealing.
Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Let's get off this subject, okay? I'm an innocent man. Not guilty. I plead the fifth. Alright, so what do we need? That's it. Drill. Trying to think of how I'm going to do this. Well, this tank is going to be empty. We could just drill this, because we're going to need that tank anyway for down here. Huh. We may have to...
Geek Boy said, all I'm going to say is I never feel the need to explain myself when not stealing and someone makes a comment.
I don't know what you're talking about. What was that? Alright.
Master Aquatics.
Come on now.
Just call me Eduardo said, to be honest, I didn't steal an extra pool. They didn't charge me for one when I bought two.
There
I
you
didn't
go.
correct it. I was already driving home, so that's that.
That's it.
CRPish, Cheryl Smith, said, this is a very entertaining stream for my tired brain.
Well, I'm glad you're entertained. And thanks for joining us.
Fisherman64 said, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Windowlicker-5 said this is a great episode. First, we are talking about smuggling across the border, and now moved on to 5-finger discounts.
It's what, apparently the Fish fam are some shady dudes, man. Shady people. Okay. You guys are all distracting me. That's all this is. Trying to keep me from the goal. So, I'm trying to think of how to do this logistically, okay? Let's get off of my criminal past. Move on. This tank is going to be empty. I can drain it, drill it, or I can drill that one because it is empty. And then put it here. Then I got to move this one down there. Or see, or do I just use that as the sump? I gotta. If I want. All right, I have to make some. What's the word I'm looking for? Decisions, I guess. I am going to keep. Here's the first decision. I am going to keep the rimless tanks on the top of this rack. Okay. Now I can move on, right? So now I gotta drill this tank first.
Said, were you guys talking about how I acquired my driftwood from the Clash?
Oh, that's right, you did do that too. Oh my god, I forgot about that. You thieving bastard. I forgot about that. I'm not even gonna ask you so you incriminate yourself on this stream. Because who knows from the Clash is watching. They'd be like, God damn it, I knew somebody stole my driftwood. Now they're gonna know it's you. You said too much. At least I was a soulless corporation. Now you got individuals involved. What?
Cheryl's boy toy, fishing net, said, I wonder how many left-handed people overthink their tank setups.
What?
Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said this is the confessional episode. LMFAO.
Yes, apparently. How many people, left-handed people, what is Cheryl's boy? Is it because I'm overthinking my fish tanks and you somehow notice that I'm left-handed? I think that's what you get. I think you're... Alright. I've done it. I've made my decision. Drain drill. That one's already empty. We can drill, so that can go here. Well, this can stay here. That can go there. And this can become the sump. And then we got to move some of these fish around. We got to play musical fish. Whoop! Then, we should have an extra 5 from there. And we just repeat the process. Drill, drill, and one of them is a sump. Actually, I can probably just slide that one over. Yes. Drop that one down. Put that one in. Yes. Yes.
Master Aquatics.
It didn't work.
Said left-handed peeps. Overthink everything, even if they are not using their right brain. Fisherman64 said a genius is always a bit crazy.
There you go. Oh, yes. Either the water finally seeped in or the battery died. The clicker's dead. But it's actually time to pack up anyway. We got a plan. There may be power tools
Dave's
involved
aquarium.
in the next stream. We don't know.
Thoughts said my left hand must be attached to my right because I always overthink as well.
You're just not perfect. That's all there is to it. Not everybody can be perfect. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. We got a lot done. Moved the pandas. That was a big thing. Got the mops. Cleaned some tanks. Yeah. That's about it. Oh, we
Andy
did some water
Carson
changes?
said, "Thanks for the stream, Jason.
No problem.
Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend."
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Master Aquatics. Just call me
Sitting too
Eduardo
long.
said if you think you're perfect, raise your left hand with your right fingers.
See? Oh, you missed it. Oh, well. You're just going to have to believe me. Anyway, folks, that's all we got. I appreciate everyone hanging out today, doing the thing. Making a mess.
64 said exactly Jazrin was born in May, but he's not a troll.
Maybe I am. All right, guys. What do we got? You got any questions, comments? Feel free to leave them down below. I always read my comments. I respond to them. You want anything? Show me. Got
The
anything to show me?
moneyless maven
Feel free to
Shirley
email me.
said love, peace, and chicken grease.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said thank you all for the confessionals. Great info and stream. JJJ.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Can't do without you people. But yes, if you got anything you want to show off or whatever, don't feel like putting in YouTube comments, feel free to email me. Otherwise, hit that like button if you haven't. That would be great. Or, Geek Boy, you can hit the dislike button. Or the middle finger button. Don't matter to me. Yeah, and we'll do it again next week, guys. I appreciate everyone hanging out, and we'll see ya. Bye!